Good afternoon, Speed Gaming, and welcome to more Speed Gaming Live content here. Following a very exciting Link to the Past match, we do now have some double anti-bingo going on. This is a semi-final match between Kipp and Andrew. Should be a really good one. And my name is Tracy M. With me today is Rumblemans. How you doing, Rumble?
I'm doing fantastic. I got a surprise day off today. Didn't realize my company gave Veterans Day off, but quite happy to have the ability to commentate some dab. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we will have the bingo cards shortly. These two really good. Kipp, our winner of the tournament last summer in 2019. Actually, I believe he won the tournament that took place at SG Live last year as well. Andrew, very good in his own right, and have been putting up very nice times. So maybe Andrew a bit of an underdog, but not by a lot and not by enough that Kipp can relax at all on this one.
Yeah, and it looks like we do have what has been chosen for people. It looks like Kipp is going to have to do row 3, if I'm reading that correctly, and Andrew going to have to do row 1.
Yeah, we talked about row 3 a little bit before. It is a very heavy collection row. We have 10 energy tanks. And when you get to the number 10 on those energy tanks, it starts getting up there. You just don't realize how many different energy tanks and how far apart they are. 40 power bombs, which normally would mean you'd have to get all the ones not in Lower Norfair. But we also have that finish in Metal Pirate Room, so I suspect he'll choose other power bombs to skip. You can only cast to collect 1 of speed or grapple, which probably is speed, I suspect, and 75 missiles, so another heavy collection row or square. Andrew, on the other hand, has to do Criteria Power Bomb. That's not too bad. He'll probably bomb jump to that early. Destroy at least 2 statues, which means he has to kill 2 bosses and get back to the G4 room. And then watch those statues crumble. He's going to have to get all 5 beams. 4 of them pretty easy, but that plasma beam, that's the one that's annoying, and will force him to kill Dragon. 8 energy tanks, not as many as Kipp has to get, but still a lot. And then 15 supers is probably the only fairly easy tile in that row. Although Criteria Power Bomb, not that bad.
Yeah, and frankly, if somebody assigned me row 1, I would just forfeit because I don't want to pick up Spacer.
There you go. And you can see, the webcams are really neat for Dab because you can see they're leaning over on their computers and probably marking their own cards, trying to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't know what these two gentlemen's approach is, but generally when I'm doing Dab, what I'll do is start marking out the tiles that I definitely don't want to do. Mm-hmm. So for instance, finish in Spring Ball Room. Kipp knows he actually can't do that because he cannot both be in Spring Ball Room and Metal Pirate Room. Yep. So he knows no row 5, no column 4. Let's not even look at those.
Yeah, that's a really smart approach, I think. And yeah, now they're into the run proper. And, I always talk about this. You might wonder why we even bother with doing the series escape in this. Since it's not really a full category, we're not actually going to kill Mother Brain. But, if you've ever done one of these, you want that time at the beginning where you're not having to worry about doing anything but just getting through rooms that you've done 1,000 times to think about what you're going to do on your card.
Yeah, often the first kind of decision point comes because you're generally going to follow the go get early supers route, 100% of the time. That's the fastest supers to go get anyway. So that beginning 7 minutes or so of the game gives them time to figure out, and then they have a decision to make, especially once they get to Red Tower. Do they want to go up? Do they want to go down?
Yep.
Figure out which way they want to go first.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this card, and I kind of like. I'm looking at row 5 for Kipp, just because it's that finish tile is the one that's doubled up. He can defeat Ridley. 15 super missiles is not too bad. He's already getting 10 energy tanks, so 6. And I don't expect Kipp to go down. I expect Kipp to do early wreck ship and get that gravity suit. Yeah, did I say row 5? I meant column 5.
Yeah, column 5 would definitely be a much better choice than row 5, which is not
terrible.
Possible to do. He can't finish it at all.
Literally can't do it. But I mean, you'd have skip high jump and get space jump when you have to finish in Metal Pirates. No.
He'd also have to finish in Spring Ball Room.
Yeah, that's just not possible. as we pointed out earlier.
Yeah, I think column 5 pairs pretty well with it. You're going to be down there at Metal Pirates anyway. 15 supers is easy, and he can do wreck ship first, grab gravity, and then sort of just do new route combined with a little bit of 100%. It's kind of the 100% route that it would be if we didn't have to get wreck ship reserve. Like
there you go.
if we didn't have to get Wreck Ship Reserve, we'd go Wreck Ship first,
We would,
and
yeah,
then
absolutely
do Brinstar cleanup. He can pick up all those power bombs on the way down to Lower Norfair. He'd be able to skip, I believe, all of Meridia doing that route, which is always something you can look for in a dab race, which is skipping an entire zone.
Yeah, I mean, I look for either skipping Meridia or Lower Norfair. I also like to look for the rare skip wreck ship seat card. I've actually gotten one of those, which is really cool. But yeah, those are pretty rare. But when you get one, those are really fun to do.
And we got some nice sync going on here at Bomb Torizo. Runner's gonna do a fight they've done probably 1,000 times before at this point.
Both doing a good job of, well, Andrew losing a little bit of energy, might get hopefully still gets plenty of missile drops, usually he will. Kipp not taking any damage.
Ooh. Only 3 coming out of there for Andrew, but that should be enough. He can farm a couple of the little blue gamer guys on the way down Terminator without losing too much time.
Okay, both getting nice Alcatraz escape. I'm trying to think what would be good for Andrew here.
Well, he's going to need to do Dragon.
Yep.
And so can kind of look at, maybe that bottom or top left to bottom right.
Yeah, I was trying to
actually might be good for him. He could get 5 energy tanks. He has to kill Dragon to get plasma. He could do Wreck Ship first to get gravity suit. And he could, well, it is a little awkward to destroy 2 statues at that point.
Yeah, that'd probably be the hardest part. Yeah, so,
I hope he does. I hope he decides to do row 3 just as a power move. Be like, not only am I going to do the row you assigned me, I'm going to do the row I assigned to you. Good luck.
Well, he could do maybe column 3 Brinstar reserve tank on his path. Get that speed booster late. He'll collect gravity suit if he. Assuming I'm going to assume he'll have to collect gravity suit anyway. He's fine doing new routes, so getting that gravity suit should be just fine. And 10 power bombs is pretty easy, so I'm kind of thinking column 3 for him.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. It would be nice. I'm sure he's trying to find some way that he could do old route, honestly, because that's the best route for getting 2 statues done.
Yep.
You do Kraid, you do Wreck Ship, and then you can loop through Brinstar, get a bunch of items, and get your statues.
Yeah, that statue tile being deceptively trolly there for him.
Kipp did skip the Brinstar reserve tank, so he is definitely not doing row 2 or column 3.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them makes a lot of... Well, no. Doesn't make a lot of sense for him. And column 3 definitely... Let's see. Yeah, I don't think column 3... Column 3 definitely doesn't... You're not going to go out of your way to grab all those beams. So, yeah. Column 3 doesn't make any sense for him. Does grab the charge beam, because unless you get one of those don't grab charge beam tiles, you're going to do that.
We see Kipp going down Green Hill Zone, gonna head over the new bridge, and then we'll see if he does indeed decide to go up in Red Tower. That's what I would expect, but Kipp is a much better dab player than I am, so he may have something entirely different in mind. It's also very easy while you're running dab to completely just brain lock and do something that is not optimal, because there's a lot to think about.
Oh yeah, Kipp's very, very good in this. Like we said, I think he's pretty much undefeated in the dab tournaments that he's played in. But even in his last restream match, he tried to go through Meridia, was ready to go to Botswoon, and had no ice or speed. So, brain farts do happen.
Yeah, we do see Andrew heading up. It looks like he's also going to do Wreck Ship first. He'll have to backtrack a bit to get those 2 statues, but he could do those sort of like a new route run. He could almost just do a new route run where he, after Dragon, beelines it over to G4.
Yeah, that wouldn't be terrible. And of course, we get our early power bombs. Kipp having to get 40 power bombs. He's going to go ahead and get these now. Be interesting to see which ones he skips. He's absolutely going to skip the one at in Meridia. That's way, way, way out of the way for him. And let's see.
I would expect him to skip Croc.
Yeah, Croc
well.
or either Croc or possibly Criteria, but I think you're right. I think the Croc one's a better skip for him.
Yeah, I think he'll skip the 3. I think it's 3. Am I counting right? 3 E-tanks in Meridia.
2
Mama
E-tanks.
Turtle.
Mama
2
Turtle
E-tanks.
and Botswoon, right?
Yeah, that's right. And then if you skip Croc E-tank, then that's a nice power bomb to skip as well.
Yep. And then maybe skip the Kraid E-tank, because, I mean, you could still kill Kraid, even if he does choose to do one of these one suit tiles. You just can't go grab that Varia suit.
We got everybody's nemesis, Moat, and Andrew with a nice HBJ getting over there.
Nicely done. Looks like Kipp will go for that backup strat as well, because neither one got the CWJ. Also, he gets it. Very nicely done.
He could also skip the wreck ship E-tank, I could see, because that's going to be a little bit troublesome to get prior to getting Gravity Suit with his current loadout.
Yeah, or he could go back in with the Gravity Suit. Actually, another one that he might consider skipping would be the Waterway E-tank, since he would have to backtrack there with speed. So it depends on if he's routing in speed, when he's routing in speed. That is definitely one he should consider.
Yeah, I would not expect Kipp to. Actually, I honestly wouldn't expect either runner to do column 2 with that wreck ship reserve tank. That's a pretty nasty tile. If you want to be able to do wreck ship first, it means a big backtrack and a huge cutscene to get back.
Yeah, that wreck ship reserve tank is one. If you know your opponent is going to want to do wreck ship first, that is a great tile to give them. Because then their choices are get both suits, which is fine, or Hell Run, and that row actually is pretty nasty in general for a runner that wants to do that, because it is got to collect one of Varia suit or Gravity suit.
Kipp with a really nice 2-round Fantoon. Andrew had a little bit of trouble in the first round, couldn't get his usual Doppler off, and he's gonna have to do 3 rounds here. And a nice job dodging those flames. That is not easy. And taking a hit there means he would have gotten health bombed, which would have been really inopportune. You really want this ammo drop from Fantoon coming out for the rest of the ship. All talk, no game. The anti refers to the fact that your opponent picks one of your rows and forces you to do it. The double refers to the fact that they must do 2 rows. And the bingo refers to the farmer's dog.
Okay. Kipp, not getting a second super pack, but there's enough en route that if he is going for that column 3, there's plenty more where he can get them. And that one's not necessarily the fastest one anyway, depending on what his route planning is. And he also didn't get the E-tank, but he, like we said, he might just choose to go back in with the Gravity suit.
Yeah, it's almost not even that much slower to do it after Gravity, unless you're very consistent with the bomb jump up there. And even if it's consistent, it's still very dangerous with 1 E-tank and no suit. Yeah,
I mean, when you're doing this in Hundo, you have like 4 or 5. Yeah, for early ice runners, you have 3 tanks to do it with, so it's a much safer thing to do. Whereas here, 1 tank, those spikes do a ton of damage. They'll just kill you outright if they hit you wrong. So Kipp doing a nice job getting over to the bowling chorizo, only taking the 2 hits.
Yeah, and I really think it's always interesting to me when the runners pick different rows, because a lot of times there is a terrible row that people see right away, and both runners get it assigned, right? So Kipp saw something in that top row, and I think it's subtle, and I really think it's that destroy 2 statues, which makes the routing a lot harder, because it's either a big backtrack or no wreck ship first. So We'll see how that pans out. And also the every beam
Yeah,
is
every beam.
that means you're going everywhere. You know, you got to get wave, you got to get plasma, and getting spacer is just a waste of time because you're never you're going to override it with plasma anyway.
Yeah, yep. Okay, so looks like Kipp is going to go back after this E-Tank. I do like this decision, although 69 health still not super safe, but it'll be a lot safer than he was before, and he'll get a nice refill when he gets over there. And movement here, you know, you just don't discount the fact that, you know, especially with that high jump, the movement here is so much better with the gravity suit. He would have had to do a tricky little bomb jump out of that water if he had wanted to go before he got the gravity suit. So this may just flat out be faster just because your movement is so much better with the gravity suit.
Yeah, absolutely. It also makes this E-Tank a lot faster to get because you don't have to bomb jump.
Yep.
He makes the jump anyway, which is harder. Well, I guess you don't have high jump, makes it easier. But if he had missed it, he could just wall jump up on the left side anyway.
I mean, it's not that easy without high jump. It's just easier to do it without high jump than it is with high jump. It's very difficult to jump with high jump on. Okay, Andrew, heading down Red Tower. You already got all those power bombs. Actually, no, he's not doing the power bomb collection, but he's already gotten the stuff there. So.
Yeah, Andrew only needs. It appears he's going to be doing column 3 with his row, which
I think
he's
so.
almost done with, and picking up an extra power bomb pack is going to be easy. And speed is something, you know, he wants to go fast anyway, so he can use that speed booster to pick up the waterway E-Tank, for instance, which would be good. Makes it easier to get criteria power bombs. He might decide to he's picking up Spazer here, of course, but he might decide to go up and do that Brinstar cleanup and then end at plasma with the E-Tanks he's gotten from Brinstar and cleaned up the other things.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. It's kind of hard for him. That's like you said, the big thing about this row he has, having to go. He has to do stuff in Norfair because he has to get the wave beam. He's going to have to get ice beam. Going to have to go all the way back, get those 2 statues, and he can do some Bryn cleanup while he's at it. So I'll get him his 8 energy tanks, and then he has to go all the way back to plasma beam, and he has to kill Dragon to do that.
Yeah. He could also do Meridia first. I guess that would be totally reasonable and maybe faster.
Yeah, maybe, because then he doesn't have to ever kill Kraid. Like, if you're going to go do the Bryn cleanup, then you probably kill Kraid. Otherwise, you maybe do plasma, kill Dragon, get your plasma beam, and then do your Bryn cleanup. And Kipp gonna get the Gauntlet E-Tank, which is pretty easy when you have Gravity Suit and lots of power bombs. Very dangerous part of the map when you don't have that Gravity Suit. Also, with all the E-Tanks we're picking up, you know, we're going to be very healthy, so.
Yeah, that is one nice thing. You know, it's a completely valid strategy in Dab to avoid a row that forces a player to pick up a lot of E-Tanks, because players naturally will try to go as fast as possible and skip things unless they need them. And sometimes the end result is them trying to do something that is harder than it needs to be, where they skip all the E-Tanks and they're trying to do things with 2 or 3 E-Tanks. And, you know, Super Metroid's a hard game. Bad things happen.
Yeah, and kind of the same thing with super missiles, because those are super valuable and very useful. It's kind of one of the reasons I like that 40 power bomb pickup, because power bombs kind of don't have that much usefulness once you get 1 or 2 packs. So having to pick up 40 power bombs or 8 packs of power bombs is a lot, and they don't really do much for you beyond filling out that square on the card.
Yeah, I like that route, Necrozero. I think that's. I realized after I said it that he had to go get plasma, and it makes sense to do Meridia before doing the Brinstar cleanup, I think. So he'll run down here, get these items, and then clear Meridia, and then end up, doing item cleanup in Brinstar to finish things off.
And meanwhile, Kipp gonna head down here to the Edacoons, because there's an E-Tank here. And a power bomb here.
And a super missile in case he wants it.
And and it looks like he does. That's going to be his third super missile. I think he is going for that column 5. So we're going to see plasma be on both our runners. And I am going to point out that collect plasma beam or defeat Ridley means you just have to do one or the other. You'll see a lot of these tiles will say things like, and do this and that. So we have another one there that's defeat Crocomar and Dragon. If one of the runners were to choose a row that included that or column, then they'd have to do both of those things. And you can still do both, but you just don't have to.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kipp not get plasma though, and instead defeat Ridley.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's doing the Norfair stuff. So yeah,
he's got to do most of Lower Norfair anyway.
Yeah, Kipp doesn't want to touch Meridia. So yeah, I like how this card ended up because we do have a Meridia route and a Norfair route, and I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah. So he'll get one more E-Tank here in Big Pink, and then I think the rest of the E-Tanks will be are all in Norfair.
He might get the one in Blueprint Star.
Yeah, Sealing. Yeah, he does need Sealing E-Tank.
Yeah, because I think Waterway is just out, because he doesn't have Speed Booster yet. You're not going to come back with Speed Booster for it.
He could Elevator Crystal Flash and then go get it.
Yeah, no. Kipp Elevator Crystal Flash. That's definitely not a Kipp thing. There are runners that I know that would do such things.
And Kipp, did he skip the Criteria Power Bomb? I think he did.
He might have. Maybe he's gonna get Croc instead.
So yeah, he would have to get Croc instead then.
And he's picking up extra super missiles, and you might wonder why. Probably for the Ridley fight. Right now, he doesn't have any beams. We'll see if he picks up any extra beams on his way. But that's a 300-shot charge beam fight with his current beam combination. Definitely doesn't want to do that. Now, at 20 supers, that's pretty good because he's going to have to get a 75-plus missiles. And those 75-plus missiles can make up for the 10 supers that he won't have if he doesn't pick up any more. Also gives him extra missiles for this trick. Or extra for this trick.
Only needs one, though.
We only need one, but having the extra supers doesn't hurt.
Yeah, row 4 is pretty terrible. Because if you're going to get speed, that means you're either skipping gravity or doing hell runs before wreck ship. I think that might just be a wreck ship first and then end at wreck ship reserve tank route.
Could be.
Go back for it.
And so we see Andrew. It looks like he's done with his Norfair cleanup. Looks like he turned ice off. Probably do some X factors on Botswoon.
And Kipp going to pick up these retro Brinstar items here.
And another power bomb pack for him. Yeah, Andrew heading over towards Dragon.
So that's because Forgotten Highway is always incredibly slow.
It's a terrible place to go. We only see that in Hundo map, pretty much. And Kipp still not having high jump boost, has to do the D boost into the E-Tank. But Kipp, a veteran rando player, knows very well how to do that and gets it first try.
Oh, fortunately, Andrew losing all of his supers on Botwoon hitbox problems. He's going to have to just do some charge shots. Wave helps with this a lot.
It does.
Fortunately for him.
And he could have turned all his beams back on, but probably not worth the menu to him.
And I feel like he'll probably pick up this E-Tank just for Dragon's safety.
Yeah,
2 E-Tanks and a reserve is not the most safe Dragon fight. I think the 7 seconds is definitely worth it.
Well, he needs 8 E-tanks anyway, so he might as well grab that one. It's right on his path. And I have no idea where Kipp is in terms of missiles, but he's picked up a lot of them.
The goop spark head shake, missing the ledge grab and falling back down. Look of shame on Andrew's face. I could just read it in his soul there.
Yeah, I wish I could say I've done that, but I've never even tried to do a halfie or a full halfie. So.
All right, Kipp is finished with his Brinstar cleanup and is gonna head down to Norfair now. That's a goop zero-y is what that is.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, and Andrew going into Dragon with no supers and only 2 missiles if he breaks that. He does have speed, luckily.
He's got that speed booster, and he's gonna probably start off with those X factors, which on Dragon is kind of nice because what happens when you have the X factor, if they don't land, you can't fire your beam or your missiles at all. Of course, he has 2 missiles anyway, but that's not going to affect him doing Shine Sparks here.
Yep, and Kipp does skip the Crady tank, so it looks like he'll be getting the Crocky tank then, presumably, unless he's deciding to go to Meridia.
Yeah, this will be a 7th E-tank here, and if he gets Croc and Ridley and Fire Fleas, that's his 10.
Yep.
So I think that's pretty good routing.
And Dead Dragon on Andrew's side.
Man,
getting that blue suit and bad frame, unlucky. I love that we have cameras for SG Live because seeing the reaction, that's a hard trick. That's it's like a 1 frame into a 1 frame window on that. I do it by jumping into the spark and then mashing and hoping. I don't have any timing for it, and to get it, but then get unlucky with the bad frame, and unfortunately, not able to keep it.
Andrew goes in and picks up that space jump. That'll make routing over to Plasma a little bit easier. And someone asking in chat about what E-tanks he's going to pick up. Well, he's got plenty on his way back in Brinstar, so he'll pick up some of those.
Yeah, he could pick up Mama Turtle pretty easily on the way too, but he's got Edakun, he's got Waterway and Wavegate are 3 that are just right there.
Yeah, he also could go to... so I'm trying to figure out, he needs 2 more beyond that, so maybe he does get the Mama Turtle one and maybe gets Gauntlet?
Or maybe Brinstar Ceiling E-tank.
Yeah, oh, that's a good one. That's a real good one. So skipping one of those and doing the Brinstar Ceiling instead.
Oh, almost got the Plasma Spark.
That's a really difficult trick.
Yeah, there's a very tiny window to keep your charge long enough to get that. Looks like Kipp is going to pick up speed here.
Yeah, why not?
Well, he has to get.
Does he have to?
He has to get either that or grapple. So.
Yep, that's right. And if you're going to get one of those, you're going to get speed. Grapple really doesn't do a lot for him right now.
All right. Yeah, Andrew got ice already, I believe. Just turned it off for Meridia. And he'll also have plenty of power bombs to pick up for that 2nd power bomb pack that he needs in Brinstar.
Yeah, lots. There's 5 power bombs in Brinstar, so lots of places to go there. And some right near E-tanks that he's gonna need to pick up anyway. Maybe do the Edakun one, or maybe the Mission Possible one. Or actually no, you pick up the one in Blue Bryn if you're gonna get that Brinstar Ceiling E-tank. That's completely on path. And Kipp diligently picking up all his missiles. And you see him leaning over. I wonder if he's like tallying each one as he goes during the fanfare.
It could be. It does look like Andrew is heading over to Mama Turtle here. Gonna pick that up. Gonna have to do a green gate glitch to get through here. It's a little bit faster if you can get this gate glitch than going around. saves you a few transitions.
Yeah, I'm not sure what number of misses it would take to make it slower, but yeah, definitely faster if you can get it right away.
X Factor is a special beam attack. So if you have Charge Beam equipped and you have one other beam equipped, any of the other 4 beams, and you select Power Bombs and hold a charge shot, a special beam attack comes out. That special beam attack for Wave is called X Factor, and it's probably the most used one. That and Ice Shield are really the only ones that see any major usage.
Yeah, in
But
fact, you might see Kipp use those X Factors on Ridley when he gets there, because with only 20 supers, he still has a ton of missiles, so that's going to help him out too. But he can do a bit of damage with those X Factors to start out.
Did he pick up Wave? I don't think he did.
Kipp?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. Never mind. He won't be doing X Factors.
Maybe he knows. He might know something we don't. So maybe he knows a way to do them without Wave. That'd be impressive.
That'd be cool.
That'd be some tech. That would be helpful for low percent speed.
And actually, I wonder if he thought about that. Where they thought, should I pick up Wave for the X Factors or just forget about it? Okay, Andrew going back up Red Tower, gonna go to a Brinstar cleanup. Yeah, well, so to answer the question in chat, if Kipp were doing column 3, he would have had to pick up Wave, but to pick a column that has the worst tile of the row that you assign your opponent, maybe not the best way to go about it.
And yeah, I guess Andrew may double back through, climb, pick up the ceiling tank, or maybe he's gonna get one that I can't remember. Edakun, Wavegate, Waterway. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Andrew's a little bit ahead. He's just got a few E-tanks to pick up. But Kipp has to go all the way down, kill Ridley, and get back to those metal pirates.
Yeah.
It's really hard to call, though.
I think Andrew's routing in this was really good, and I think his row pick, while destroying 2 statues and all the beams is annoying to route, it meant that Andrew could avoid Lower Norfair completely, and he had to double back a little bit, but it's really not too bad, especially when you can get all of the movement items.
And I think Kipp may have all his missiles. He had at 1.66 missiles, which means he has at least 70. So he's, if there's one more in there, then he's already at that 75. I'm not 100% sure. It has been marked by our tracker.
He had 65 and he just got to 70, so he can't have more than 70.
Okay, so he needs one more.
Because he'd have 71 if he had.
Okay, well, he's got to get both power bombs in Norfair.
That was so close to being really swag.
And one of those power bombs has a missile right on route for it, so we'll probably grab those, the Hadarubi missiles, which lead you into the power bombs in jail. That makes the most sense.
Fuzda falling down the pit of shame. Gonna go say hi to the Decora. Oh, not gonna say hi to the Decora.
You know what's not?
Charge.
So Andrew, you know what's not on this card? Visit the critters. You just went to a tile that we don't have on the card. It is a tile. It is a tile that can be had.
Technically, he didn't visit the Decora.
He didn't.
So
he got really, really close.
And I don't think he'll actually. Well, actually, no. I don't think he'll visit the Edakuns either. He'll just jump over the pit here. Well, I don't know. He fell in the last pit. He might fall in this one too.
I mean, he only needs the 10 power bombs. Has he gotten that second power bomb pack yet?
No.
Okay.
But I presumed he was going to get the ceiling, the ones on the way to ceiling.
We already talked about the blue Brinstar ones. And meanwhile, Kipp entering Lower Norfair. And laid that power bomb a little bit early.
That's a leg reduction strat for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Very unusual for Kipp to make that sort of mistake.
Oh, he needs to get criteria power bombs. I completely forgot about that. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. There you go.
So he'll get Gauntlet E-Tank then, instead of criteria.
That makes sense, because he could Shine Spark to the Gauntlet E-Tank and then take that right back down to the statue room.
He'll just go in the statue room on the way in, right now.
You think?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Oh no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, from this rounding.
Because then he doesn't have to do the whole back half of Gauntlet.
Yeah, you can end right there on that E-Tank. And there it is.
Now, Andrew does have to sit here and wait. This does take some time. Kipp has got to go up and get these jail PBs though, which
this is
annoyingly
gonna be close, but I still think Andrew's in the lead.
I mean, the Ridley fight, on its own is 60 seconds probably. Well, he has super, so maybe it's less, but it's a good
supers
chunk of time.
and missiles, yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew running up Terminator. Don't usually see that except in randomizers. Okay, there's that power bomb. He's got one more to pick up. He just needs to pick up those power bombs. A shame. Does have the missiles now.
Yeah, and he'll just have to pick up this power bomb, and then the Gauntlet E-Tank, he'll be done.
Yeah, Andrew's really close, and I think that Ridley fight is just going to be the difference. Kipp's going to have to grab one more E-Tank here. And I think this is it. And there it is. Just has to do this. Not quite yet. Yeah.
Not quite there.
Not quite there. We're almost there. He just needs to get this. Oh, he's not even bothering with the shine spark. Let's just get going.
Oh, he should have done the shine spark.
I know, it's my favorite shine spark of the game.
He's like, oh god, Kipp's gonna ... right now. That would be the worst, but he does. Got plenty of health, plenty of power bombs. He'll make his way through here.
And with gravity suit, this is pretty free. Even avoids being grabbed by that yapping maul.
I think both of these runs though could be sub 40, which is pretty impressive. Any dab routing that gets sub 40 is generally quite well routed.
And there it is, picks up that 8th energy tank and finishing up with an official race time of 36:37. GG's to Andrew. Moving on to the finals and taking down Kipp.
Yeah, that's impressive. I don't want to say it's surprising. Like Andrew's a pillar of the community and has been around a long time and is quite skilled. So he has the knowledge to route things. He's been doing weird percentages lately too, so that probably helps with his routing a bit. And I think honestly, he picked a harder row. I think his routing was great, but there was really no better way for Kipp to route row 3 that I can think of.
I agree. So. It's just so much collection, and you think about all the fanfares. You know, you'd have to do some math, but you wonder if you just took out the fanfares, if that would make it even. Obviously, you can't do that, but it's just so much collection, and that I think is one of the big differences here. But yeah, I mean, while I'd call it an upset, I wouldn't call it a big upset. Because like you said, Andrew been around a long time, knows this game as well as anyone, and just Kipp just being so strong. And when you come into a race like this and you've never lost a dab before, it's going to be an upset when you lose. But if anyone was going to do it, Andrew's definitely on that list of someone that could. Kipp will get his 10th E-Tank.
Yeah, this is I say it's a harder row, but clearly, like, both of these were well executed. It's quite impressive. Kipp's going to be a little over a minute behind, which is not really that much in a 40-minute race.
Yep.
Kipp having to fight his tendencies to farm those B-toms there. And that should be
there it is. Kipp finishing up with a race time of 38:58. GG's to Kipp, and we'll see if we can get these guys in for interviews. And take a second. Okay, looks like they've been sent. And meanwhile, while we're waiting on that, let's take a look at what's coming up on Speed Gaming Live on this channel. So we do have, let's see. Looks like next is at 3 o'clock. We have some Mega Man X coming up, so I definitely want to stay tuned to that. And some more Link to the Past randomizer at 4 o'clock, followed by Castlevania 1 at 6.
Yeah, you know, the one, what was it, a little over a minute time difference? Maybe it was almost 2. All right, we are joined by the runners themselves.
Yeah,
Andrew and Kipp, I know a lot of history between you two. I know it's a fantastic rivalry. I know neither one of you likes each other, and this was a huge grudge match that was going to decide, really, for once and for all, like, put up or shut up. Do you have any thoughts on this grudge match between you two? I know you don't like each other.
Yeah. Clearly, we have some rivalry. No, man, I was really excited for this because I don't know if there's many people who are. I don't know if there's anyone really who's better at or has put more time into double anti-bingo. So I was nervous the entire race, especially the silly mistakes I made and like the doubting which column I chose or row for him. It was fun.
Yeah, it was some fantastic routing on both your parts. I was trying to figure out kind of how you route in those 2 statues. That was kind of the linchpin in your forced row, is like, how do you get all that stuff and then have a good like G4 routed in there? But I think I think you couldn't have really done it any better. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you paired with it and why?
Yeah, so Kipp forced row 1 on me, which the chart, like the all beams tile, is a ludicrously strong tile. It's pretty rough. I think the main benefit of the row 1, just row 1 in general, is that you don't need to be forced to go to lower Norfair. So it essentially became, the hybrid route of PD KR without the K or R.
Yep.
Which is, I wouldn't say I'm like very familiar with it, but I think I'm one of the more balanced runners in both Crate first and Fantoon first, who's not like, Cutie or some other crazy person. So I felt comfortable with the route. I feel a little sad about forgetting Mama Turtle on the way in.
I wondered about that.
Yeah, I think I was annoyed by the Main Street jump failure. I wasn't thinking about Mama Turtle. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was about it.
Yeah, but in the end, I think that the collection that Kipp had to do just made it just a slightly stronger tile or stronger row. I think you both picked very strong rows, but that's so much collection, and you add up all those fanfares.
Yeah.
And if you just take out the fanfares, if fanfares weren't a thing in Super Metroid, then maybe that's the faster run.
Yeah, it's tough. I was very interested to hear what Kipp's thoughts were on column 5. I was having a hard time for him because I was like thinking row 3 the entire way. He's gonna give me row 3, and I was having a hard time choosing between column 2 and column 5. I think with column 5, obviously you're going wreck ship first, but with column 2, you can just do like 100% ish route up to wreck ship. But I don't know.
Yeah, GG Andrew. That was
GG.
Yeah, this card was interesting. Basically, I'll start with what I picked for you. One of the things I've talked about a lot in these matches and interviews is, dab can be really tricky because if you accidentally overlook something, either in terms of what you assign or what you pair with it, that can greatly diminish or, enhance, one person's skill set versus another. And so when I saw the all beams, I was like, that's pretty good. I also considered assigning row 4 for the forced hell runs to Norfair.
Yeah, right.
And then back up to the wreck ship reserve. But then I was kind of under the gun and I just had to hurry up and pick. So I went with row 1. But now that I look at it, I can see that there's actually probably like 1 or 2 things that group with it that make it like, let me put it this way. It's not really good if you end up forcing someone to do something where they don't have to do very much in addition, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And I call row 1 a macro row, and I was hoping that there would be a micro row that went with it that wouldn't be super great, but I didn't even see column 3. I've mentioned this before, and Andrew, I kind of want to touch on something you mentioned because I think it's interesting. My biggest challenge in Dab is I literally cannot handle the information. Like, there's so many words on the screen and so many combinations. The other day, Andrew in chat, I think, said maybe it would be easier if we added icons. If we added icons, I would be able to read it so much quicker. But it's like hard to remember, like when you're trying to read the words on the fly. So I didn't see column 3, which was a big mistake. In terms of what I chose to do, I did not even see column 2. I think column 2 would actually be a good bit quicker, but I will tell y'all I was a little biased towards column 5 because I've always wanted to kill Ridley in one of these things. And I noticed that if I did Ridley, I could technically forgo all of Meridia, because it's very rare to get it's very, very rare in Dab to get a card that you can complete with speed, like not speed booster, but like with a certain level of completion speed without going to Meridia. And that one lined up, and I thought it was kind of interesting. So, but obviously, his pick was, I think, stronger in retrospect. You just don't know it though until it's over. You know what I mean?
No, of course not.
That was really good. I felt good about the way I played. I think I played really well.
No, you did.
But in terms of the execution, but I think he outsmarted me on this one.
Yeah, that we had actually picked out that column 5 for you as well. So so we all picked column 5 except Andrew was thinking column 2. So.
Yeah, well, and Andrew reads a lot, so he's pretty smart. So it's
there you go.
shame.
I really want to try to get something working on the icons, because I completely agree with you, Kipp. Like, it's especially like just so much text, and you have to like translate that, and like it's pretty nuts, honestly.
People might laugh at this, but like 15 plus super missiles, I know it's easy math, but if there was a super missile icon there and it said ×3, that my brain would process that so much quicker, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Totally.
But I mean, even more so, like the collect 25 criteria missiles or 40 Brinstar missiles. That's a long read.
Yeah.
a lot of details in there. So yeah, I feel you, Kipp.
For sure. I do want to mention though, I don't want anybody to take what I said the wrong way. I do think that would be a cooler way to update it. However, that is not like an excuse for why I lost today. Like
No,
Andrew
of course
outplayed
not.
me for sure.
We all have that issue. It's not just
Yeah. So I lost today on the thing that I love the most about Dab, which is who handles the very pressure of the first, reading the card and then maybe the first 5 minutes of your run where you're trying to figure out what to do. Who handles that better? Because that goes a long way. A lot of times I end up just picking my second grouping. Honestly, sometimes before I even finish reading everything, I'm just like, okay, this one I think will work okay, and I'm just going to commit to it and roll. So that's what I did here, and pretty stoked to have a sub 40 on this. Yeah. I thought Andrews would take longer, but column 3 really snnuck up on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was like trying to choose between column 1 and column 3, but as soon as I saw like the collect only one of Ice Beam and Speed, I'm like, no, that's not a thing. So
well, you have to skip high jump.
Yeah, the high jump is something, but like skipping speed is in addition to skipping high jump and speed, like that's that's
Meridia
brutal.
Meridia gets so much slower if you just without high jump or speed.
Yeah. Whew, I'm telling you, I was sweating. Like I was making some weird mistakes, like forgetting Mama Turtle and some other stuff near the end there, and I was like, oh man, I'm sure Kipp's is almost done, because it's a long road, but it's not like that long, and Kipp's really good. I'm like, oh, I'm hoping. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, GG, man. That was a lot of fun. And I will tell everybody, I'm sure y'all mentioned it maybe in chat, but that's the first time I've ever lost a Dab race in a tournament. So I was the champion of last year's community tournament, and then I won the Dab tournament at last year's SG Live. Admittedly, we had a small number of Super Metroid runners there, but if I was going to lose to somebody, Andrew's definitely the person I wouldn't mind losing to. So GG, man. I hope you do really well in the finals, and when you're done, maybe we can play some HOTS.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Let's go.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to mail the championship belt then, right? Isn't that how it works? Like when you beat the champion, you got to send the belt over.
I'm gonna have to
There you
mail
go.
my trophy
Do you
Andrew.
have that trophy near you, Kipp?
Yeah, tell you what, I'll put it on camera. This is the trophy from last year's SG Live, real quick. I guess technically I got to send it to Andrew now.
Yeah, there'll be a little bit of a delay as it catches up, but we'll see it in just a second. Andrew, yeah, we don't know your opponent yet. We got to go through Astor and Derp have to play tonight, and the winner is going to face Thornito. And so you're gonna be waiting a bit, but you're gonna be watching those, see how those come out, so you can kind of prepare for those guys.
Absolutely. I think I know all three of them pretty well. I think, like Kipp said a little bit ago, knowing your opponent's strengths and weaknesses is kind of key.
Mhm.
Like I know. I mean, neither Kipp nor I like 100%, but I know he also wasn't like a big fan of like doing. He likes early wreck ship, and that's fair. That's a nice thing. But like I was just thinking in the back of my head, this like he has a higher inclination to do early wreck ship, which might mean he won't see something like column 2 where you can skip, or you can do just basically 100% route, like things like that. Just little minor things, the things I know about Azure Derp. I think that's what really comes down to sometimes.
Mhm. Yeah, so yeah, gonna be fun to see how that plays out. Congratulations getting to the finals. Congratulations to you, Kipp. I mean, you've had a really nice dab run. I mean, that's that's a lot of matches in a row that you've won over the last year and a half or so. So definitely congratulations to you too.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to more bingo in the future. I know there's been some rumblings around the community about, maybe our next tournament being another type of bingo, maybe not dab, but something else, or maybe including it in some other kind of format. So I really like the bingos. I'll be honest with you, 2 years ago in the last or the first multi-category tournament, I banned double anti-bingo literally every time because I was so experienced at that time versus the field and like every other speed run that I just thought there was no reason for me to do dab and risk it. And then when we had our tournament last year, I really enjoyed it. Like, I like rando. I like the speed runs. Bingo brings something else to the table for what Super Metroid is as a speedrun game. That's not necessarily better than speedrunning or rando, but it's different. Like it flexes a different kind of part of your brain and a different part of your execution. And I really, really like it. So I'm looking forward to doing more dab in the future, but also I'd really like to do some other things. Andrew mentioned to me lockout bingo. So at some point I really want to test that. So maybe he and I can have a friendly match of that at some point.
Yeah, that could be fun too.
That gets your palms sweaty because you're like about to click a tile. You're like, please don't click it. Please don't click it. Please don't. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I 100% agree, Kipp. And I think a big part of it is that this is one of the few formats of speedrunning where you have an influence on your opponent, right? Like there's subtle things on some of the other categories, but this is where you are directly actually impacting. Like, I am forcing you to do this. I'm gonna try to pinpoint your weakness and exploit it. And lockout bingo, especially as Andrew mentioned, is very much like that.
Yeah, so I'll close real quick and let Andrew have the last word. Thank y'all so much, Rumble and Tracy, for doing comms. I really appreciate it. You always do an excellent job. And then Tracy in particular has really carried a lot of weight. If those of you out there don't know this, she has really done a ton of work, not only organizing on the front end of these tournaments, but while the tournaments have been going on, I haven't been able to proctor or do as many of that stuff because I've been racing in 3 different tournaments. And so she's really stepped up and done a ton of work. So I just want to say in front of everybody, Tracy, I really appreciate that. And everybody at SG for, putting this event on and doing all kinds of cool stuff. So it's been really a lot of fun. At this point, I'm knocked out of 2 of the 3, but I'm still alive in rando. And I look forward to facing a really easy Final 4 match between either Asher or Zos. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, either one of those will be really, really good.
Yeah, but anyway, GG, Andrew, and great luck, man. I hope you do really well in the final.
Thanks, Kipp. GG to you. And yeah, thanks, Rumble and Tracy. I really appreciate it. It's nice to have good commentary and just enjoy the run. And looking forward to watching it back, seeing how things went. But this has been a fun tournament so far. I haven't had as much fun with bingo in the past, but this I don't know. Maybe I'm just more in the mood for something like this now, but it's been fun.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Kipp. Thank you for those kind words, because don't sell yourself short. You've been putting a lot of work in for this tournament, too, especially on the front end when at times I was indisposed. So definitely, make sure you give your love to Kipp as well. And to both these runners. If you're not following them, please do so. And, of course, my COCOM Rumblemans. And don't want to leave out our tracker, Link Force, doing the clicking of the buttons. Tracking Dab is hard. So big appreciation to Link Force, who, when a bingo comes up, he's like, pick me, I want to track. And we really appreciate that he volunteers for all that.
Link Force is here too, and I very much appreciate it, because tracking Dab is one of the harder things to track. It's not like Rando where you can be like, oh yeah, they have high jump boots, that's easy. It's did they pick up 40 Brinstar missiles, or do they have 35?
Yeah, or did they get that one missile in that one spot?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when people like Andrew are running around forgetting to pick up things like Mama Turtle E-Tank.
Yeah. Oh man. Good thing I remembered that too, because I was like exiting Meridian. I'm like, wait a minute, I only have 3 E-Tanks here. What's happened? Gosh.
Yep.
All right. I think that'll do it for me. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you later.
All right. Thank you,
Awesome.
Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Kipp. GG's to everybody. Fantastic race. Hope you guys watch it back. It's a lot of fun to do commentary. So thank you for having me. Thanks for the invite, Tracy. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and thanks to your business for giving you the day off so you could. So, and we'll turn it over to the Mega Man X race that's coming on right now. And stay tuned for that and have fun with that and all the rest of the SG Live content going on for the rest of the day.